And I just want you to hear some of the health facts that I'm dealing with. We've got the largest First Nations band in British Columbia with the highest unemployment. Youth unemployment is 80%. And meanwhile, there are temporary foreign workers brought in to work at the Burger King. What? Like, that shouldn't be allowed to happen. I don't know who's responsible for that, but they should be fired. Because the co-op right there outside the reserve, they have the good sense to say, we're right here, we're going to hire First Nations, and they have. But shame on those people that would think of bringing in temporary foreign workers to do that kind of work when we've got people unemployed, youth unemployed, without hope, desperate, and no plan, no mentorship plan, no helpful strategy to sit down and really work out a jobs plan. And you know, your jobs plan is laughable. I went down to the jobs plan folks there in Duncan, and I sat down and I said, okay, if I want to be a truck driver, let's look into that. You know how many truck drivers you got on Vancouver Island? How many positions? Well, yeah, you go on the computer yourself. I found one, and you got to have like 25 years experience. And if I had a tradesman, he had 3 tickets, come into my office and say, I followed all of that jiggery-pokery on the computer program and tried to find my way. He says, I'm a welder, a millwright, I've got all kinds of training, and he says, I can't get a job through that stupid system. And my assistant had the good sense to say, get in your truck and drive up there, you'll find a job in no time at all, which is what he did and which is what happened. But try to follow that silly program. I'd like to meet the man or woman who's actually had wonderful success with a jobs center and being able to connect jobs. And then locally, they tell me that they could actually help people connect them to jobs and job training. Like, I had a lady that she built up the courage because she was retiring. She was retiring from her job, one of these contracted out jobs program folks. And she said, actually had an inspiring and honest moment that she said, you know, we could connect people to real jobs. And she said, I'm thinking right now of a young mom with little kids at home, and she's working in a restaurant, making almost nothing, minimum wage kind of job. And they could get her into a health care kind of job if they could give her the training. And did you know that our good province, in the budget of the province of British Columbia, we're sending money back. The feds put some money in, the province put some money in, but these guys haven't figured out a way to connect the dots, and instead we end up with those young moms being told, oh, here's the system. If you're unemployed, you got to go out every day and look for a job. And do you want to take a training program? Oh, sorry, that doesn't tick the box. If you tick that box, you're out. And that's what the employment people tell me. They say, if only we could take people and actually train them and still give them some funding while they're taking the training. Wouldn't that be great? But apparently you can't do that here in British Columbia. Way too complicated to figure that one out. It's just way too complicated. I don't know why, but I'd sure like to talk to that fellow too that's responsible for that plan.